And we're back with another edition of the Shawnzilla Art Show. And there he is. And there I am.
How's it going? Oh, like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. coming off a 2-week COVID leg. But
yeah,
I haven't coughed for like 6 hours, so now I'm gonna cough through the whole show.
Well, of course. You saved it up for me.
I coughed so much Wednesday night when I had Neff and Freak Girl on that by the end he was coughing. And we're like, an entire state away from each other, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Is it kind of like yawning where somebody else does it? You got to do it?
Oh, yawning just sucks, dude.
Yeah.
It's the worst. I'm always getting yelled at for the yawning stuff.
I used to get yelled at for yawning. The ex-wife hated it because she thought that I was yawning because I found her boring. Like, no, that's not how you say insufferable. It's like I'm yawning because I'm fucking exhausted. Let's work on the Sabine Wren some more. That one is actually turning out pretty decent.
Some more Sabine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's getting there.
Yeah. I kind of got myself into a pickle with that Ahsoka. It's like, I don't like this background too much, but we're past the point of no return, so let's double down on it. But I think I can make it work. In the meantime, we'll just, work on this one. I wish I had people that would just do my backgrounds for me.
Well, it's possible, but it costs money, so.
Oh, shit. Yeah. You're right. I don't like spending money.
If it were just geographical shapes, I'm like, sure, send me the Steph Wilson kit, and I'll just draw circles and shit.
Yeah. That works.
And every once in a while, you look through and see like a nipple peeking out at you.
Well, yeah, but, in a sea of circles.
Yeah. You have to be very like us to figure that out. So
the nipple blends.
Oh, yes. So I got the update on Mavericks, which is available anywhere you get your podcast at. But if you watch the video, there's like some really awesome neck stuff that they show off.
Sweet.
And Freak Girl she made an app. Remember when we were talking to him like the first time around?
Uh-huh.
And I was having you kind of like pseudo design me a mech warrior. Well, he wrote a bunch of that stuff down. They incorporated it in, and they've got like four different mechs, and you get to choose them and weapons and upload like a call sign and pictures and stuff. So, hello, Dominic.
He's like, I want no part of your dog and pony show.
Yeah, I'm fucking out of here. I have a girlfriend in LA. Leave me the fuck alone.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Because,
I was that age once too. I just don't
oh,
remember it very well.
yeah. No, I don't remember being 16 very well either, but I hear I had fun.
So they've got like their entire house is like loaded up with shipment boxes for people, like all labeled up and ready to go. Brian from Arith Sager and Dwarfs versus Lions hooked him up with his printer from China, and they're getting like super saddle stitched books, and they've had to make like a couple of corrections along the way that they talked about in the video, and some other cool stuff that's coming down the pipeline. But I'll have to scan in the QR code and hit them up for what size the pictures are. And then I'm going to sit down and write my entire bio for my my death dueling pilot there.
That's definitely, I've seen a lot of Kickstarters lately, but that's one that really stood out to me.
Yeah, it's just really digging it. Like, I got to read it, but it's not the same thing as having the physical copies in your hands.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I have one of every physical copy from the Indiegogo campaign on its way. So, Lorenzo, ahoy, hail, hello, even.
Hey, did you back Vampires in New Jersey?
No, I did not. I got no money.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got my comps coming from that.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, I'm gonna throw a set in the box that I've got compiled for you.
Oh, even more news. Marv V just launched Sin Killer 2. He watched with our friend of international notoriety, Mike Jimmy, who put together a Kickstarter for Radiant Light that his friend Martin wrote, the K drama.
Dude, I was loving that art for Radiant Light though.
Oh yeah, like the covers on those are like insane. And Mike's been doing animation now too.
Oh really?
He's doing like 3 or 4 shows over on the Raging Network.
Oh.
He was even on Funny Sundays, Sunday Funnies rather, with Randy Zim this past weekend. I think you might have been filling in for Glenn because it was Glenn's anniversary this past week. So glad to catch you guys live. I keep missing your streams. Yeah, I've been down with the COVIDs, and Sean's been having a whole bunch of covers to get caught up on for something called a deadline.
I've heard of these things. I didn't know that they actually existed.
Yeah, I thought they finished in the 60s, but apparently not.
Yeah, I thought they went the way of the buffalo. Turns out they did. you've seen my Bunny Goes to Space covers. I haven't got to show those to anybody else yet, but it's not like I could share them publicly.
Nudie and nudier.
Yeah. And we've had a couple other creators come across and talk to Shawn about doing covers for him. Not going to mention any names. Hope and Sin, you know. Just some, you know, just a couple of covers. And then I should be doing, after the summer, Werewolves of Brooklyn, following the whole Alton Simpson lineage.
Lorenzo wants to know, is it an actual bunny lady?
No, she's not. It's got kind of a Barbarella feel to it.
Kind of like a Dave Stevens Alien Worlds kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Although I have talked with Dustin Burnell about possibly some If It Hops, which does feature actual bunny ladies. So, you know, there's some anthropomorphic rabbit heading this way.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's like, who's your favorite rabbit? Besides Bugs Bunny, I would have to say it was the alien rabbit dude from like issue 3 or 4 of the original Star Wars comic book run.
You talking about Jackson? Or
That's
Jackson?
right. Yeah.
Yeah, they just made a figure of him. How cool is that?
I've been tempted, but I'm not a fan of giving Disney my money.
Yeah.
I might buy it off of like a reseller, because technically then I would just be giving them my money and not Disney. So, but
you know, funny you should mention that, because I know a store down here that's got it for
oh, cool.
For not. So are you caught up on Obi-Wan?
Yeah, there's just like one episode left.
Well, in this season. Did you not know that there was a second season coming?
Yeah, they shouldn't be, though. See, I saw pictures of Lola Bunny from Space Jam 2, and the character design was disappointing. Just the phrase Space Jam is disappointing to me. So
I didn't hate the first Space Jam.
No, but when they keep repeating stuff that is just mediocre, like it's entertaining because it hasn't been done before, but it's like, quit just sequeling the crap out of everything.
Yeah.
And not that he's watching, but just in case he skims by, happy birthday to Neff. It's Nefarious Day today. I'm sure him and the missus are eating good food and drinking some good adult beverages. And
are they partaking in libations?
And are probably like already like out cold somewhere.
Oh yeah.
he's
That's
in
how
his
my
40s.
birthdays go lately.
He's in his 40s. So, I mean, he should be out cold by now.
Yeah.
That's how he works everything out. Everybody in CG is 43 years old and creating a comic book. Lorenzo thought Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a good mix. I believe that's yes, it's supposed to be live action, not lice action. We would prefer no lice action, please.
No,
animated character,
my kids already deal with public schools enough. No, I loved Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I remember seeing it when I was a tyke, and yeah, it was quite good.
And one of the most famous lines, not uttered by Roger or Jessica, was, "It's a man." The one that he thought was Jessica, it turned out, oh no, that's bad.
Oh, poor Bob Hoskins. That movie classic so much that he did Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah. So I saw that you had to cancel an appearance this past weekend.
I did. Well, I didn't have to, but I damn sure chose to. Because, so, in order to, well, there's a few reasons why, but one of the reasons is just to keep me grounded as far as like, this is my job. This is my career. The part-time deal, despite how much it seems to want to be, is not my calling, and or even a full-time job, even though it's trying to be. So I started doing all these vendor markets, really just because it's like, hey, gets me out of the house. I know a ton of vendors, arts and crafts markets, stuff like that. There's never anybody selling comics. So I'm like, or comic art. So I'm like, well, let's do that. And it's worked out fairly well. This one was some horse shit, in that I get there, and of course on the way there, they're like, oh, your work is amazing, blah, blah, blah. We've got you set up right in the middle of the venue. Everything's going to be great. And I get there and I wait around for like 15, 20 minutes while I'm trying to find where it is I'm supposed to be. Because I'm looking at the middle of the venue and ain't no damn room for nobody. Because there's all these, other vendors all stacked up in there. And they're, all taking up however much space they're going to take up. So I finally find the lady who organizes the event, and she's just too busy getting her nails done to worry about where her vendors need to be. Where her people who are selling their wares are. So she sends some little young girl to fetch me a space. It's often like some side area behind another vendor who's got like just copious amounts of like world's best barber t-shirts and stuff. And I'm just like, the more this goes on, just the more mad I'm getting. Because, it's I'm not going to be stuck over in like a 5 square foot area.
Nope.
So I just messaged her real quick, and I was like, "Hey, when you're done getting your nails done, you know, I'm just going to pass on this event. Thanks for the opportunity. It's not my crowd, and maybe the vendor arts and crafts market is not necessarily where I need to be. It's just there's so few damn Comic Cons in this area that unless I'm able to travel all over the country, I'm not going to get Comic Cons.
Yeah. So you sent a nice polite text, which translates into "Screw you guys, I'm going home."
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I haven't heard anything back from her, and nor do I really expect to. It's just, after the past couple of little events down here in God's blind spot, I'm kind of like, screw all this, man. I do have one this weekend that is an arts and crafts fair, but I know the people who are running it. It's going to be a much better situation. So, hopefully.
Knock on Formica or something.
Yeah.
So did you see this past week with all that's been going on that Frank Miller's original cover art for The Dark Knight Returns #1 sold at Heritage Auction for $2.4 million friggin' dollars?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a silhouette and a lightning bolt. I know it's Frank Miller, but
and I get that it's iconic. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, nobody looks at that and doesn't know where that came from, but I have a feeling there's some death speculation on that.
Yeah. I don't think Frank's in the best of health. And that weird announcement that Frank and Dan DiDio, former publisher of DC Comics, have started a publishing firm together, and then nothing else has been heard about it since the initial announcement.
Yeah, I was kind of shut up. I was kind of curious as to what was going on with that, because maybe they didn't get the amount of fanfare they thought they should from it, or. I don't know.
I'm not really sure. So, speaking of this past weekend, how was your Father's Day?
I saw a couple of people stood in line for hours to get Jim Lee's signature this weekend.
I don't have to. I've already got it twice.
Yeah. I don't have it, but I'm not going to stand in line for hours.
No. Well, luckily for me, if I wanted it again on something else, I come with my own chair. So,
that's a good point, man.
But I mean, I've got his autograph because I bought the very overpriced, even at the time, Jim Lee Hush prototype action figure sets. I mean, I only bought one of them, but it was like $500, I think.
Jesus.
Or $300. But it's got It's got a sketch plate. He just did like the same sketch over and over again, but you can tell it's an actual pencil sketch with quiet you.
I'm saying.
With an autograph and his John Hancock on the little card plate too. People keep yelling at me because I kept like opening up and stop opening it. You're gonna ruin it. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Bitch, I paid $500 for this. I can do whatever I want.
It's like, it's like $1,000 for his autograph or something.
Shut up.
So how was your Father's Day? Did you get the appropriate amount of neckties?
No. I got to work at the part-time gig for the entire effing day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, because I'm the only dude in that place that's got copious amounts of kids, but made sense to schedule me. I mean, it is what it is, but my son Aiden, my 14-year-old, actually drew Obi-Wan for me and made me a Father's Day card with that. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah. And after my time at the punishment hole at the work, I came home and watched Empire Strikes Back.
Cool.
Because that's a great Father's Day movie.
Yeah, it is. I had to watch Disney cartoons. My daughter came over.
Oh, that's good.
She brought her little sister in tow, though, which was fine. She was behaved, and she got her birthday presents from me. She had asked for some overalls, but it wasn't in the budget to swing for the denim overalls because they're like $75 and up. So I got the cotton overalls, the ones that the girl ones that they can tie up to make the length, and of course her favorite color is black. What else did we learn yesterday? Her Spotify playlist is made up of the majority of heavy metal, explaining the color black, and Dad only ever wore black, so to work and everything. So she got 2 pairs of overalls. one were just plain black, and the other one had the Misfits logo on it.
Nice.
She's like, "What's that?" I go, "It's the Misfits. They're like an old punk rock band. They were popular in the 90s. She goes, "I wasn't." I go, "No, you weren't. And neither was I. I mean, I might have been for a little bit with all my friends. You have the best job ever." And then they realized, "Dude, you got the worst job ever." Uh-huh. But yeah, so she came over with like a little Justice League gift bag from the Hallmark store and a Father's Day card that she did art in. She drew me as a stick figure. I figure that must be after my bariatric surgery, because I was very skinny, but my arms were the same length, which you don't find very often on a stick figure.
It's true.
And she gave me an anime head, so that was kind of neat. And treated me to a 6-pack of white chocolate Reese's peanut butter cups and a 2-pack of regulars. We hung out, watched cartoons on something called Owl House on Disney, and we colored out of my now 14-year-old's My Little Pony coloring book.
She's 14.
She's 14 now. Yeah, it's scary. I'm like, oh, I gotta get a shotgun or something. Stop following this child around.
For real.
She got her friggin' nose pierced.
She did?
Yeah, she put one of those stupid bull rings in. She says it wasn't. She says it wasn't to aggravate me, but it's just like, you know, a rebellious statement. We all got tattoos, and now all these kids put these stupid bull rings in their nose, not realizing that, you know, if some young punk with a bull ring in their nose decides that they want to stop pushing around the old guy in the wheelchair, the first thing they're going to do is grab that thing, twist it, and yank it off their face.
For real?
I told her, I go, oh, good, I can buy a taser now, so when you're not behaving, I can just zap your nose. She's like, no.
Just connect both terminals of a 9-volt battery to it. Or just touch it.
Oh, I wouldn't do that to my kid.
That works for other piercings too.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that to my kid. I would do that to other people's kids. But no.
Oh, for real? For sure, man. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I had to take that hat off. I was sweating balls.
We'll do that.
Well, you are, you know, down in the blind spot, otherwise known as the armpit.
Oh yeah, dude. You walk outside and it's like Satan blows a fart in your face. It's just like going back in. Fuck it.
It's like, we live down here, we're poor. We're going to open up this oscillating fan, put 2 water bottles in there full of ice that we poke holes in, and turn it back on so it can blow man-made ice trails around the room.
Yeah. That is ingenuity.
Mm-hmm. So I was kind of like disappointed because pretty much the crap that geeks and gamers said about Obi-Wan has come true so far.
Oh,
you know, it was pretty much the third sister who, you know, kind of like, you know, saved the day, who got turned, and
yeah. I mean,
we got to check off the box. I mean, I did like the idea that you know, those weird shaped platforms that I guess they have on every planet now. that the Empire controls as launch bases and control pads. That the sub basement of those things are all the Jedi that they all the Jedi that they've killed and placed in Ember.
Yeah. There's a couple of Clone Wars callbacks in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One or two younglings with the strainer colanders on their heads.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that was the Master Skywalker. What are we going to do when
you're going to die?
Well, I know what I'm going to do, youngling. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure it rhymes with die.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what the best thing about Obi-Wan is, though? Vader. I mean, that ship's trying to take off. Vader's like, nah, you're not going nowhere, and snatches the ship out of the sky.
And rips it to shreds just to realize there's another one behind it while he was doing that got away. So,
no, that's the story of Anakin. He's not very focused.
No, see that that was my issue when he threw Obi in the fire and started burning him alive. But could not sense the shooter above the stockpile. I'm like, are you kidding me? That was that was weak. That fit right into that. You're a Kathleen Kennedy TikTok fan.
Yeah, I sent you that.
Yeah. With fake George Lucas screaming at her to get out. It's like, yeah, that was good.
What drives people nuts is when I tell them that Obi-Wan does Luke's art from episode 8 better than episode 8 did.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it made more sense for Obi-Wan to be broken and like, oh man, you know. Luke wouldn't be that way. He'd be like, damn, man, I better go find me some more younglings to train. You know?
Instead of trying to murder his nephew and chasing all the rest of them.
Right. Luke would be like, man, you know, Cobra Kai never died. But I digress.
Yeah.
This is why I don't even acknowledge episode 8, really. People are like, well, Ray. Who the hell is Ray?
And then I feel like an idiot because I actually explain it because I know who it is. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not supposed to know who that is. Never mind.
Yeah.
Kind of like how we're not supposed to know who Jar Jar is either.
Man, I'll take 10 Jar Jars over one Ray. Jar Jar was there to sell toys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. George is like, shut your mouth, sell the toy. These are independent films. Toy sales are how we pay for them.
Exactly. Speaking of merchandising and coughing, been seeing you branching out a little bit with some
Some tchotchkes.
some tchotchkes, some stash boxes.
Yeah, man. I made
For keepsakes and stuff.
Yes, yes. You certainly shouldn't put your weed in it.
My what?
Yes. Mega pint. Wait, no. Yeah, I did a poison ivy box the other day where I incorporated my poison ivy art print into the lid of it, and then had like some moss inlays and the resin and shit, and it looks kind of cool. At least I think it looks kind of cool. Sure, it'd be nice if somebody would buy that song, bitch. But but yeah, it's. I'm just trying to kind of have some different stuff at the shows and the cons and stuff, because I do okay with art prints, but
coasters.
Yeah, keychains, coasters, magnets. Let's see what else. There's a couple other things.
Buttons.
Yeah. I'm even kind of talking to some people about doing the sublimation T-shirts, which is kind of a I don't know if I should do it or not, because I do a lot of fan art, and I don't need the mouse coming after me.
Mm.
But I also don't think that I'm on the mouse's radar at all.
Well, one day you'll actually get around to designing your own logo.
I have it in my head. I just haven't drawn it yet. I need to. Because I was like, some poker chips with my logo on it would be kind of cool. Mm-hmm. I think somebody I know up in Massachusetts sent me an idea of that one night on the Facebook. Yeah. So it seemed like a good idea at the time. There's things coming, man. It's just because going back to work part-time has kind of reminded me that I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And it helps to have some passive income, some shit that I can just box up and ship off. I don't have to draw it or whatever. So So.
Hey, quiet down in there. Get back out in them fields.
Oh, you're here in my house?
Yeah.
Yeah. My house is like perpetually full of kids. And they're not even kids. They're like young adult teenagers and shit. What do you think, man?
It's looking good.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. I just like her hair, man. It's pretty cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a push happening right now for Disney to cast Johnny Depp in Star Wars. And they feel that Disney kind of owes it to him. And I agree. And the role that's come up in discussion a couple of times. Did you watch Clone Wars?
Yeah.
So you know Hondo the pirate?
Yeah.
Tell me Johnny Depp wouldn't nail that.
Yeah, as long as you can get him to not run away like Captain Jack. Although that would look great on
I think Hondo would.
that would look great on a blooper reel though.
I think Hondo would run away, sure. Quiet. I'll put the fucking leeches on you. Can't stop here. It's back country.
It's whiskey country.
That too.
So I heard the rumor the other day that just as her acting career is taking off, that Sasha Banks has got a bun in the oven now.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it belongs to one of the other wrestlers. So.
Well, she's married.
It might not be the husband's.
Well, yeah, that's always a possibility. What about all this shit with Vince, man? I'm going to be honest. I would love to see Vince get hostile takeover out of that fucking company.
Mm-hmm. He he needs to go.
I mean, yeah, you know, his contribution to the business is no one can deny it, okay? But you reach a point where he's out of touch.
Yeah, he's too old. It's time to step aside, but he doesn't think anybody but him can do anything. So
Right. Even though when Triple H was running NXT, that shit was fire.
yeah, and then he was like, I don't want this.
Yeah. It's got to be like 1983. I mean, I would even go so far as to say that, the Attitude Era really wasn't Vince. I mean, that was just kind of that was just a writing on the wall type situation. That's where people were with it.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, we owe the Attitude Era to Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Nash and Hall.
Oh
Because
yeah.
had they not done the curtain call, I'm sure we'd still have the dumpster Drozy and that kind of shit.
Yeah, what was I watching today? I was watching the video from one of the old Nitros where NWO charged the ring, and it's when Page won the belt, but they had beaten him like into a coma, and Piper was there, and they had beaten the holy hell out of Piper and everybody else, and then it was like the army of Stings.
Yeah.
Like there were like 30 people dressed up as the Crow Sting, and then eventually he got in and buffed the stuff, gave him a right cross, and thought he like knocked him out, and he just stood there like he was Clark fucking Kent.
Yeah.
And turned around and started waylaying people.
And as much as I love Sting, I mean, I grew up loving Sting, right? It's time for him to hang it up too. I don't want to see this man get hurt.
I don't want him sitting in the. Well, I kind of wouldn't mind if he was like hanging out with me sitting in a wheelchair. I'd probably have like 50 million subscribers on the channel. But
well, yeah, no, that you and Lex Luger and Sting, y'all could you guys could like do the Three Guys and Three Chairs podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Is Lex Luger still in the chair?
I don't know.
I think he is.
I think they started using Sting the right way, and having him like do a match every once in a while. As he was more mentor to like Darby Allin, which I thought was like a good role for him, but then they started putting him in and making him like the new Hulk Hogan, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, and
I love Sting, but
it's time for him and Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy and Big Show and stuff like that. It's time for them to.
Well, yeah, they all retired. They're all doing commentary. Like Paul Wright and Mark are just on the commentary table. They slap somebody every once in a while because they're huge.
Sure.
But well, I think the clock on the wall says time to go because I can't stop coughing long enough to do anything. So
yeah,
we've been at it about an hour.
Hey, man. Man, at my age, if I can last an hour. Oh wait, talking about something else.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's just because you lay there and like you got the TV on the ceiling. So
hey man, hey, trust the process.
I'm trusting the process.
All right, boys and girls, Sabine ran. Yay!
Oh! Doing my best Kermit because I'm wearing a green shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alice Cooper.
Oh yeah. the
Those
Alice
old movie shows are on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I know. I've got like the first season somewhere. I think I might be missing a disc, but the only two worth watching over and over again are the Alice Cooper and the Mark Hamill one.
Oh yeah.
So this is very cool. You and I will be talking in the meantime because I got to figure out dimensions and stuff, and I got to have you do like a little something for me for the Mavericks page.
For the Wilmec.
For the Wilmec, yes.
Yeah. For the Full Metal William.
Yeah.
Alchemist.
They even put in a kickback third leg on one of the robots because I said I wanted an M50
Sweet.
mounted to my wheelchair, and instead they mounted it. They did it to one of the mechs. So it's got like a third tripod leg that kicks back to stabilize it a little bit, but it's still a shaky shot. So I mean, you can't shoot a squirrel out of a tree at 50 yards, but you can blow up a tank with it.
I mean, if there's no tree, I call it a win.
The tree will just go.
Yeah. If your quarry goes to ground, leave them no ground to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For sure.
That's some hardcore shit.
So thanks for joining us. We'll be back here, Lord willing, next Monday with another episode of the Shawnzilla Art Show. At some point this week, I will have another creators outlet. Probably one afternoon this week, I'm going to have Marv V on because he's got Sin Killer 2 funding right now on Indiegogo. That looks awesome, and he's selling actual art this time. He's got penciled pages and complete inked pages from the new book for sale. So he'll probably be on this week, and Thomas and I have been on sabbatical because I've been sick and he's been sick. Shit's been going on in the real world, so him and I are gonna get together and do FF. I think 24 and 25, which is a 2-part Hulk fights the Thing battle. Right after,
always a good thing.
Right after Hulk left the Avengers originally from Avengers 3 there. So we thank Lorenzo and anybody else that was watching this evening, and don't forget all Sean's contact information is in the show notes, either up above or down below, depending on where you're watching us. And we will catch you next Monday. Same Zilla time, same Zilla channel.
Absolutely.
See you.